Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So dear Dhamma practitioners, so in this ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations regarding mental practice to have a very good, very clear foundation for yourself. So understanding this method by yourself is the most important thing. So I'm not going to come here and teach you. So I mostly try to share some informations. So what you need to do, you have to gather that information very clearly, and then yourself you have to analyze and understand. So that way you can build up a very good, very clear path for yourself. Because when you practice by yourself, that understanding is very necessary. So when it comes to the teachings, this truth, Dhamma, is not something new. This is very old. Truth also very old. Dhamma also very old. So what we learn also very old. It's not something new. So then why still that we need to know about it? The very important thing about the Dhamma or about the truth you have to know is it is very simple. That's why we lose it. That's why we can't hold it to it, because simple things easy to practice and easy to lose. So then what happened for us, ourselves, we lose it. But it is more powerful. If I give a simile, you never heard that the elephants bite. Elephants never bite. But elephants so big, strong. Mosquitoes bite. So in this human civilization's history, mosquitoes killed humans more than elephants. But the mosquito is very small, tiny. But at the same time, it is so powerful. And it killed and evaporated the generations. Whole civilizations destroyed by mosquitoes. See, that's a very little thing. So, little things we neglect, but it is so powerful. Dharma also the same. It is very simple, but it is so powerful. Truth is very simple. It is so powerful, but we always neglect it. And it is in front of us. See that our own inhalation, exhalation. It has power to take you to the Buddhahood. And when it comes to Anapanasati, contemplating inhalation, exhalation has power to liberate you, take you to the Nibbana. So it starts with your own inhalation, exhalation in front of your own nose. It is there, but we can't catch it. Why? Because we more focus to some other things. You have to remember this, okay? Horse win by nose, not by tail. So like that in our life, what is in front of you teach you what is life, not whatever past or not whatever behind you. Not whatever in your head that you keep thinking. So what is in front of you, bring the wisdom to yourself. So when you have ability to bring the attention to that, so that ability will help you to recognize this very simple but important thing that keep happening within us. So meditation is a method that has two ways mainly we practice: tranquility meditation, vipassana meditation. So what is tranquility meditation? So the tranquility meditation is another way contemplating the inhalation, exhalation, or bringing our mind to the one-pointness. And another way it called chitta bhavana. And another way it called undisturbed mind. So there are many different ways that we can interpret. So this tranquility meditation helps us to recognize things separately. Why? Because when we experience something, this all our five senses, this whole perception come together. And as a result of that, what happens? We come to a point to see, to have a view, to think there is something. So when we believe there is something, out of that believing, out of that understanding, out of that interpretation, out of that point of view, whatever we make bodily, our verbally or mentally action, going to be wrong. Because our perception, the perceiver itself recognize something wrong way. So then out of that wrong understanding, when we create a reaction, we not reacted to the true nature. So in the tranquility meditation, allow you to see things separately. So this is how it happens. This is how it works. In the beginning, you have to learn part by part. Separate things. And that separation happens when your mind have the undisturbed quality. Otherwise, you can't separate. So then whatever around you, take anything. So as example, this pen. If you have a very disturbed mind, you can't separately recognize part by part. You take this as something. When you have the tranquility mind, you can naturally recognize it has separate the different parts. That separation will take you out of that you recognize something as exist as a whole. So then your point of view going to become very clear, not to stuck with any kind of name or form. So that is what happens when you are when your mind tranquilizes. It slowly release things rather than accumulating, collecting, grasping. It release. So that is tranquility meditation. And the vipassana meditation, another way it called analytical meditation, another way it called panya bhavana. So this analytical meditation, what it does, when you go to the analytical method, so in the tranquility meditation, you separate things. In the analytical meditation, you have power to put this everything together and see how it works as one. But still, your mind now already know what is the mechanism. So that is what happens when you practice analytical meditation. So then, that in everything, even with our mind, with our body, with this nature, that is the very behavior. Parts come together and work as one. But on the surface level, if we don't have the tranquility state, we believe there is something. But once you tranquilize the mind, it separates the parts, and then when you to go to the vipassana, you have ability to see how that parts come together and bring the result as one. So then, when you have that ability, in the very conventional life that what we experience, even though you recognize it as something, but in the deeper level, you know, it happened according to necessary cause and conditions related to that. When you have that analytical mind, that whatever the outcome happens, you're not going to take it as something, because you know it is the result of the cause and effect. It's not the result of something. And as example, if we go back to the pen, in the tranquility meditation, you recognize the parts, and the vipassana level, you can recognize how all the parts come together and work as pen. So when you're writing, you have ability to see the whole mechanism bring the result through the ink. And then you will know it is not just what something we hold as pen. You recognize in your mind this whole, how this whole mechanism bring the result. So just imagine then, with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that what you experience, if you have that ability to go into the deeper level of cause and effect, causality. So when it comes to that level, you recognize how things come to be as they are. Moment by moment experience. So in the outside world also you have the ability to understand that. More than that outside ability, moment by moment you able to recognize how your experience come to be as experience moment by moment within your own body and mind. How your recognition, how your understanding, how your feelings come to that level as it is. Because you see the entire deeper mechanism, even with the body. Tranquility meditation, you're able to recognize this body parts by parts, parts by parts. It's deeply separate and release that, and then by the time you understand this, each and every cell or the each and every body part has its own quality and beauty and nature and responsibility. And then the vipassana level, when you experience this body as body, you know how this all the parts come together and bring the result. As you, as the experiencer, that is where you come to the point, not to bound to, not to attach to, not to hold it to the experiencer. Why? Because you know the very consciousness or the recognition come as a result of this all the body parts. It's so in the moment by moment, it happens. So your recognition happen moment by moment. Your recognition not happen because that whatever happened yesterday. Your recognition happen according to this very moment or whatever the body, your body function. So in case in any organ failure in this very moment in you, that the way you recognize going to change from that very point. But the thing is, when you don't know this mechanism, you think this recognizer, oh, it is me. There is somebody. There is self. And then you hold it to that. And once you hold it to it again and again and again and again, once you start to believe in it, and it become a pattern to yourself to be with it. So then from birth, forget about last birth. So from this time, from birth to today, that when you are able to believe like that way, the very next moment also going to hold it to that thought. But the present moment, through the tranquility state, we bring ability to ourselves to release that. It is not something that you're going to make it kind of like new. No, it is the truth that happening in you. That is who you are. So then, by the time you develop the understanding, so not only once you have this the wisdom to recognize how your self-experience happen as a result of in this very moment, your body and mind function, and you are able to understand that all other experience happening in the outside world, that everything happens and experience, and according to in this very moment, related to necessary cause and conditions. So that is where we keep going. So that is what we develop inside us. For that, in the beginning, we have to get into a very clear moment of observing inhalation, exhalation. It is very simple. But we have addiction to do many things separately, different things. Always we like to go to different things. But if you look very carefully, in the conventional life, even the successful people, what they does, they have this lion behavior. What is that? The lion, in the beginning, it select whatever the target before it jump. And even though many other animals around, many other options there, maybe there are more bigger animals, but once it select which one it want to hold, it doesn't matter how hard, it doesn't matter how fast it run, it doesn't matter where it go, it doesn't matter what other animals around it, but the lions keep chasing behind the target. It never going to get disturbed out of any other things. But we are not like that. We can't do that. So we have more ability than the lion. Lion is animal, but we are human. We are more better than that animal. But still, we don't use that ability. What the ability you should develop in day-to-day life? Focus. So once you focus to something, learn to be with it. And don't jump to option. Develop it. Be with it. Our problem is when it becomes a little bit familiar, we give up. We want something new. We always want something new. We can't be with something constantly. That's why we fail with the result. Even in the conventional life, see, sometimes that whatever the work you do may be, why you are always like this? Because you can't keep doing the same work. You get tired, you feel boring. You want the change. You think that change will bring the wisdom. No, it is you start from the beginning. Look at that, any successful person, one of the secret that they had. So whatever they start and they keep going with that, keep going with that. And by the time what happens, they're not doing the same thing. Even though on the surface level we think we do, no, day by day, our mental ability becomes stronger. And as a result of that, what happened, their physical abilities also, day by day become more and more successful. So you have to bring that ability to your meditation. When you own inhalation, exhalation, bring a very clear mental view and start to practice with it. Learn to go deeper, have a self-discipline. Learn to be with it. Don't jump here and there. Don't imagine. Don't kind of like a look for kind of like a different kind of imagination or the light or high mental powers or levitation. So don't focus to that things. It doesn't make any change in you. It doesn't make any change in the world. The real change comes once you're able to to tranquilize with one mental object. See, it is very simple thing. It is not a big information, but we don't do it. We try to go here and there. We try to do kind of like a mysterious things. We try to do very complicated things. We try to do many kind of black magic. And we try to mesmerize our mind with the unknown information. We like when you hear some unknown things, you feel like, wow, but you miss the truth that in front of your nose. That's why you are in the samsara. Think about it. From birth, from childhood to now, through the culture, tradition, schools, we learn to unknown chasing, go behind unknown information, manipulated unknown information. It always in the world unknown. But the known truth always visible. It's always there. It's always available. That's why you miss it. So develop a self-discipline with you. Just it is your own inhalation, exhalation. And once you develop that ability in this meditation as a tranquility meditation, before even you go to the vipassana, once you develop that tranquility meditation, you bring a greater skill to your conventional life as an ordinary person. So whatever the work you do, you able to start to be with it, with the self-discipline, you will keep going. And that is where you become successful. Because it takes time. We can't develop this all with the microwave mindset, with the mind, that kind of attitude. It takes time. So learn to be with it. Now we mostly have the attitude. When we push, the things need to come. Otherwise, we get mad. We live with the remote control mindset. But in real life, the truth or the understanding doesn't come like that way. Because you have to develop some kind of practice and you have to be matured with the path. So let it be there. Only thing is, develop the ability to be with your practice. So then, what is the benefit that then you can, so whatever ordinary things, so whatever up and downs, the situations come around you, you learn to be with it. When you walk, that when you, in your workplace, when the problems come sometimes, you resign, you go to another place. You can't hold it to that. You can't be there. You go to another place. Even in the family life, when situations come, you can't hold it, you can't handle. You always think the other side, the grass is more greener. But you don't understand, while you're dreaming the other side grass is more greener, somebody else dreaming to jump into your grasses. So then in the very first level, you have to appreciate what you have and just learn to be within the very conventional life. It is become a very good mental practice for you. Be with your activities, whatever you used to do. And let things to happen by the time. There are certain things will happen by the time. But yourself, you have to keep continue. You know, that's why sometimes some people ask me, you know, are you crazy this every day you practice meditation? You know, some people ask me, Why you do every day? Do it once a week. For what? So that's why we keep doing. We keep doing. By the time we will pick up little things. We don't give up. We don't look for something else. We have to make sure ourselves. It is not for others. We have to make sure ourselves. We are on the path. That's it. Because once you are on the path, by the time you're going to hit the end. So don't jump here and there. Don't look yourself around. Even though there are many things, just keep going. And then you will see. That attitude, by the time once it comes to your mind, your tranquility state, once you sit, you go with it. Once your mind is tranquilized, it's able to see things separately. And once you're able to see things separately, you have ability to understand how things come to be as they are. That is your analytical mind. And once you have that mind, the point of view going to completely change, because anymore you not hold it to the permanent name or form. Why? Because everything depend on according to cause and conditions in that environment, in that very moment. So then once the mind pick up that truth, the moment by moment, you have just the experiencer depend on that same experience. Not from past experience or not from future experience. From the moment of experience, the experiencer appear. Then each and every moment, the experiencer exists, depending on experience. That's it. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring your attention to your body, please. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say so patveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, just recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chami sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.